blockchain solutions for the cannabis industry, connecting all payment verticals, also cannabis. No bank accounts for us cannabis businesses. Integrated solutions, from seed to sale, back-end settlement for shops, and cannabis genomics on the blockchain. Co-founder of Next, from Germany, Felix Mago.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation. My name is Felix and I'm from a company called Dash. Dash stands for Digital Cash. And I think I'm a bit exotic today in this industry to talk about how digital solution can bring value to this industry. And I think it's something very important to talk about the technology layer behind things, because at the end of the day we live in a very digital world. And technology can improve business models a lot, can save costs, can improve processes within these businesses, and this is exactly what I'm here to talk about. Specifically, I want to talk about blockchain technology. Blockchain technology, probably as you know, is about digital solutions. It's about distributed databases, distributed ledgers. And Dash is one of the very early solutions in this space. We are one of the first payment currencies. So Dash stands for digital cash. And really it's all about payments in what we do, or it has been so far. We now going even into new areas and upgrading our technology. And I'm here today to talk about, really to show you what the cannabis industry can do and how they can profit from not only payments, but also additional other features. We have started in the year 2014. It has been a long time and a great ride. And the good thing when you do payments is that payments are essentially everywhere. So there is no industry that don't need any payments, right? It's something a bit boring, so it's not something many people talk about, but if you're in the industry, if you look behind the scenes how payments work, it's actually a very, very exciting thing. And as you can imagine, every industry, if you look at the technology layer behind it, works a bit different. So, a travel platform will work completely different than you pay something in the supermarket, or, you use a credit card, you use payments for the gaming industry. So again, the good thing is, payments is everywhere. And for us, this has been a great opportunity, because we have been, extending from industry to industry. And not only that, we also have extended from countries to countries. So as you see here, we are basically everywhere. And now I'm even more happy that not only this, but now we have moved also in the cannabis industry and provided solutions only for that, because also, as you can imagine, there is some industry that have a bit of more challenges, and from a perspective of a bank or from the perspective of payment institutions, sometimes this is considered to be high risk business. So again, I said it's not only the industries, it's also different countries that needs different solutions, because infrastructure is different, banking systems are different, the way transactions work are kind of different. And this is why I'm very happy that we are a decentralized organization. It's a bit hard to wrap your head around that, but in short, that means we are an organization that does not have a CEO or a central entity that is, that controls everything. Instead, Dash consists of different teams all around the world, and these different teams do what I just explained. They go to different industries and explore their own markets and really provide solutions within the space they work. All of these teams have also a bit of a different approach. As you can see, if you look at the States and Latin America, there's different teams. Dash Core Group, who is focused on developing the core solution. There are teams in Latin America. They have been very much focusing on use cases like remittances or the high inflation in countries like Venezuela. There's also teams in Africa, and in Europe we have people. And as you can see here, we are in Asia, so I'm the co-founder of the project you see here in Asia, namely Dash Next, Philippines, and Dash Thailand. Dash Thailand, we have started really with a tourism-focused use case, and to build a merchant ecosystem from the ground up. The same in the Philippines, where we really focus on remittances, on education, on the fantastic, talents that are in this market. And with Dash Next, it's really like a top-down approach, where we say we want to, develop business, we want to create partnerships all over Asia that then, extend all over the globe. I mentioned already, cannabis is always, in terms of payment and from a banking perspective, considered to be a high-risk business. And I think there's no country in the world where you can see that as clearly as in the United States. There has been a huge shift towards legalization of cannabis, but in fact it's very different if you look at the different states, how they do it. So some states say, okay, you can go to the dispensary and buy your marijuana for recreational purposes. Many states say, no, it's only available for medical purposes, and some of the states even say, no, it's still illegal. So you have kind of a wide gap, and if you are a dispensary, let's say in California, where you can have your recreational marijuana, it's very hard for you to run a shop and get a bank account, right? And this leads to numerous problems, because at the end of the day, it's very hard to do a business if you are if you do not figure out the payment side of things, and this leads to a lot of problems. So one of the biggest problems, actually it's a nice problem to have, you think, it's having too much cash, right? People like to buy their marijuana there, they come into the shop, they pay with cash, but at the end of the day you end up with bags of cash, because you have no bank account, you're not allowed to accept any credit card. This obviously leads to security risks. If people know that, because it's it's like a topic we are discussing for years already. People know that, so many of these dispensaries get robbed, or the people get kidnapped, or there's really many bad stories happening if you read a little bit about these news. But I mean, this is already bad, but it's not only that, because also from an operational side of things, it's very difficult to find processes around this dilemma, right? Because again, you are a store owner, so I mean, you do a great business, you want to obey the law, but you have all these hurdles to do your business. Dash, is not only good to solve that, because now you can, if you accept cryptocurrencies, you can find kind of ways around it, right? You at the end of the day have an option to to take digital payments in a way, and you can not only take digital payments, but you can do it in a way that is compliant with the reporting requirements you have, because obviously you are in this industry, so everybody of you is very aware of the things you have to do to provide all the information to regulators and to the government. But, and this is actually the great story, I told you I was talking about payments so far, and I said Dash is a payment cryptocurrency, but it's actually more, because we are a blockchain, so we are a distributed ledger. That means we are a distributed database that is not controlled by anyone, but that is open for everyone, with data that is incorruptible. And one of the things that enables is really tracking from seed to sale. So this is another huge use case. Imagine you are a farmer, and as you are very well aware, there's many requirements for you to really prove, where a certain marijuana plant is coming from, how it is, what is done with this marijuana plant. Is it just sold directly, or will you make cosmetics out of it, or medicine, or whatever it is? So it's very important to have the whole chain of things trackable, and this is exactly what these blockchain solutions do. They can say, hey, this is one seed, and we can put this data on the blockchain. So now is the next step of the processing. This is going to be put on the chain, and this is the consumer, where at the end of the day this plant has gone. So this is a very, very important thing. To show some examples now, and we are almost finished with that, as you know, I said we have solutions to pay. Obviously, we are a blockchain, so what we usually do is partner up with companies from the industry. And here, I'm standing here today to invite you to talk to me if you have any of these issues, or if you found yourself within these issues I just described, and reach out to me so we can kind of find a solution together. One of the partners we did this payments and provided a payment solution with is Alt36 in the States. But not only that, and this is maybe another exciting last use case, is genomics data on a blockchain, right? So many of you are in the cannabis industry to do research, to find new medicines and new cures for things. So the question always is, where is this data stored? And as you are very well aware, the world is full of companies, pharmaceutical companies, that have only little intention to to share this data with the world. And once a company is bought or a company is not there anymore, sometimes this data is lost. So we have one use case running. It's not the newest one, but it's a couple of years old already, where somebody said, hey, I am a researcher about genomics data in the cannabis industry, and I want to provide this data to the world, right? So he asked Dash for a research grant to say, hey, could you fund my research, and in return I will store my findings on the Dash blockchain. And this comes to a last point, because Dash, as said, is a decentralized organization. In fact, it's a DAO, and we have a treasury system. So everybody can apply for funds in this treasury. And one of the ideas, and this was actually a very innovative idea even for us, to have now a researcher to say, hey, I want to apply for a research grant to put my data on this blockchain. And I mean, everybody who does research is very well aware how long usually this takes. I mean, if you are in a university and you write a research grant to the government, you can be lucky if you have anything within 12 to 24 months. In Dash, because this treasury system, there's a voting process in the background, and every month a voting is happening. So essentially you can put your research proposal today, and by the end of the month you will have an answer if you get funded or not. So if you take that again in contrast to how usual research work, I think this is a massive step forward. So again, to summarize, you can do many things with blockchain in the cannabis industry. You can make payments better. You can make the whole supply chain and the whole tracking of things better. You can put data on the blockchain. And as you all are much more of an expert in the cannabis industry than I am, I'm sure I hope after seeing this presentation, you come up with even more ideas. And I'm very happy to discuss with you your ideas and see how we can make it happen and how we can leverage this technology to make the industry better. Thank you very much.